Spectrum Discover provides insight into vast amounts of unstructured data on-premises and in the cloud, and enables organizations to manage their data more effectively. This video describes how to register spectrum scale data sources in Spectrum Discover and automatically harvest the information about the files in the data source into the Spectrum Discover catalog. Automated scanning of spectrum scale by Spectrum Discover leverages the MMApply policy and MMRepQuota commands, which optimize the rate at which the system metadata and extended attributes are extracted from the spectrum scale file system. This requires granting Spectrum Discover access to the MMApply policy and MMRepQuota commands on the spectrum scale cluster as a pseudo user. These instructions can be found in the Spectrum Discover Knowledge Center. Log into your spectrum scale system as a user that has root access or as a user that can sudo to root. Create a new pseudo user on the spectrum scale system. Set the password for the new user. Grant the pseudo user access to the MMApply policy and MMRepQuota commands by running the sudo and adding the MMApply policy and MMRepQuota commands to the All No Password section. Save the file and quit. Create a scratch directory that holds a temporary output of the MMApply policy command. After completing the prerequisites for scanning, log into your Spectrum Discover system via a web browser with your SD-admin credentials. The default password for the SD-admin user is password with a capital P and a 0. Go to the Admin panel and select Add Connection. Give the connection a meaningful name and select the spectrum scale connection type. Enter the username that was added in the prerequisite steps. Enter the password for the user. Enter the working directory that was added in the prerequisite steps. Enter the scan directory where you want the scan information to be sourced from. Enter an optional site or data center that allows you to group and view the records by a user-defined physical location. Enter the name of the spectrum scale system. This can be found by issuing the mmls cluster command on your spectrum scale system. Enter the spectrum scale node IP address or host name that has been configured with the pseudo user. Enter the name of the file system to scan. This can be found by issuing the mmls mount all command on your spectrum scale cluster. Enter the node list where you want the MMApply policy scan command to run. The MMApply policy command can be run on multiple spectrum scale nodes in parallel to increase the scan rate. You can optionally specify a daily, weekly, or monthly interval at which you want to scan the data source. When you're satisfied with the options, click Submit Connection. Select the data source definition and then select Scan Now. You will see a status indicator for the in-progress scan. You can search on the data source to see the records being ingested. After the ingest completes, Spectrum Discover will update internal summary tables that render the GUI dashboard and search groupings every 30 minutes. To view the results in the GUI dashboard and search groupings before this 30-minute interval, go to Admin, Discover Database, and click Run Table Refresh. Once this completes, you can view the groupings for the new data source on the dashboard.